Are you thinking about moving to Asheville, North Carolina? Well, here is what you really need to know before you start packing up. Today, I am breaking down the real pros and cons here in 2025, especially from a real estate perspective. So you're going to want to stay tuned. One of these cons might even change your mind or help you at least plan smarter. So Asheville is magical, right? We all know this, but no place is perfect. So we're going to talk about both sides. And if you're thinking about buying or relocating to the area, this is going to help you know if Asheville feels like your kind of place. So stick with us. Let's go. Pro number one, y'all, there is natural beauty and outdoor access everywhere. Right now, we are 10 minutes from downtown, and you can see behind me, there's a beautiful river. So there's a lot of homes around here, and a lot of people can just walk right down to a nature trail or the riverside or a lake. There's an abundance of outdoor opportunities here. And there's 4 seasons, so really you can be outside most of the time, which is awesome. A lot of people are moving from other areas where they are trapped inside and they're like, I am tired of that. I want to be with nature, which helps us on the inside too, right? And there's mountain homes everywhere with beautiful views, even close to downtown. So like I would say no more than 20 minutes away, you can get some privacy and some mountain views. So you can wake up peaceful every morning, have a cup of joe on your front porch and really enjoy it and encompass that outdoor lifestyle, which is why people move to Western North Carolina anyway. Now here's a con, y'all. It's the same thing that's right behind me. You want to watch out for flood zones. And we just had something huge happen to us with Helene, which we never would have expected and don't expect again. But in the same sense, people are now aware and mindful about where they're living and how close they are to a floodplain. So keep that in mind. We don't really get ice storms too much, but it might freeze over 1 day or 2 days a year if we're lucky. We have these little microclimates too. So over there in East Asheville, it could be totally rainy, hey! And in West Asheville, you are dry as a bone with sunshine. We're like, what? We have no idea what's going on. And there's mountain roads. So that could be a con for you. If you're from somewhere like Florida and you're like, I can't drive up a hill, that's scary, then Asheville might not be for you. But you get used to it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And a lot of our power lines are above ground right now with new infrastructure that's changing. So sometimes we might just be left in the dark for a minute. But you know what that does? Offers us a little bit of QT quality time with our family. Here's another pro, y'all. Like, it's hard to find pros here in Asheville. There is a strong local community. And guess what? Guess what we saw after Helene? We saw everybody come together and we really saw what we were made of. And people supported each other. If someone had something, they gave it to the other. If someone had something else, they gave it to the other. People showed up with time, with effort, with sweat, with grit, blood, and tears. And we worked together, and now we know what we're made of, totally, in Asheville. But there's also tight-knit neighborhoods and communities around here. We now know our neighbors, and we know that we can rely on them for things. We're no longer strangers. I think in a lot of cities, and Asheville is a city, it's a small city, but it's a city, we often don't know our neighbors this day and age. And it's important to us here to do that. We also have community events and like music festivals. We have Shindig on the Green for free downtown. We have Downtown After 5 where they close off streets and they have local musicians and people come in as well. We have Lake Eden Arts Festival, which is in Black Mountain area where it's a world music festival. And we have Goombay Festival too. There's local support out the wazoo. There's businesses that are thriving with the local support of the area, like farmers markets and local mom and pop stores too. We have a ton of opportunities to volunteer and give back to the community because that is so important to us. So if you have extra time on your hands and you want to get involved, it's a great way to meet people, especially if you're new and coming to the town. And then there's little pockets and neighborhoods spread out throughout all of Asheville that have these really cute and nice identities all of their own. There's a different vibe all over Asheville. And that's really where people rely on us is we're almost like a matchmaker of sorts, right? Like, so you tell us what you're about, what you're looking for, how you envision your life in Western North Carolina, and we'll connect you with the right area or areas that we think might be a good fit. And then you can check it out on your own. Because there's so many wonderful places to live here. And there's different vibes to each one. There's a lot of people that move to Western North Carolina thinking it's going to be one way, and then they get here and they feel at home immediately. That's how I was. And you might be that too. So make sure you check it out first. We found a victim. Well, what are you doing? You're waiting. How long have you lived in Asheville?
That lady was blocking the road. 15 years.
And what do you think about it? Do you dig it or are you over it?
I love Asheville.
You love it. You're not leaving.
Look at me sitting in my convertible on a beautiful day.
I know.
In the mountains. Greenery everywhere.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
huh?
No, I love it here.
So what are the pros besides the weather?
Well, it's a good base for lots of outdoor stuff. Like if you're into outdoor stuff, it's excellent. And then really the culture here is great. People are, generally accepting of others, and we're all pretty progressive town.
I love it. And if you could change something, what would it be?
It's expensive.
It's expensive. Ciao for now. One concern that people have when they're thinking about moving to Asheville is they come downtown and they see that there are unhoused people hanging out downtown because there are resources downtown, and that's where they are. There are organizations in town like Beloved and like Food Connection that are helping to support these people, and there's lots of different ways that you can be involved to do that. Asheville is a small city, like we've talked about, and you're going to see this, like in America, where people are suffering from addictions or mental health problems and they need support. So Asheville downtown has a very eclectic vibe, and you're going to feel it all when you're down here, and it's a part of Asheville. Hey there, do you live in Asheville?
Yes.
Can I ask you questions about it?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Awesome. You're cute as a button.
Thank
you. I love your sunglasses.
Thanks.
How long have you lived here?
About 10 years.
Oh, okay. So you've seen some things come and go. What do
Yeah.
you think about it?
I love Asheville. I love the historic buildings. I love that we preserved downtown to be full of character and small independent businesses.
Yeah, totally. I was
I'm
just
totally
talking about that.
Asheville right down the line.
Yes, I love that. I love how we have placed importance on that, on the mom and pop stores and the local boutiques and things like that. Where did you move from?
Seattle.
Oh, very different.
Yeah.
But depending on,
Depending.
culturally, weather's different.
I have a lot of family in North Carolina, and the initial move was to be closer to my aging parents.
Yes.
But I love it now.
I know, yeah. It kind of feels like home when you get here, right? There's a lot of people that move here because they
Yes.
have family in the area, and then they just
Yes.
fall in love all over again.
Exactly.
So if you could wave a magic wand and change something about Asheville, what would it be?
I'm really tired of 26 being under
Oh my
construction.
goodness. Yes.
I think I just want that project to either go away, just end it. Actually, I just want to end it.
Okay.
Just stop where
So
you
we have
are.
a vote right here to just abort the mission
Abort the mission. It's a failure.
let's just-
Stop
okay.
now.
Okay, but otherwise, rest of Asheville you're totally in love with,
Yes.
and it's a fun life, huh?
Yes.
I agree. I have a good time here. Thank
Good.
you.
You're welcome.
Here's a pro. We have a vibrant food and arts culture here in Asheville. We have top restaurants that are recognized, like with James Beard Awards, like Chai Pani and Karate. We have breweries out the wazoo. Something about the water people love here. We have a really vibrant arts scene. So artists flock to this area because it embraces artists. There's an artist lifestyle here. Now, on the flip side of that, there's some cons, right? Because it's a higher cost of living in Asheville. So sometimes people who don't have established careers or are trying to make it as artists have a harder time getting a start here. You need to kind of be established and bring your own job a little bit. That's one of the downfalls. But we do love our art here for sure. And there's a little bit of a walkability culture in Asheville too. So we don't have sidewalks on every road. There are certain parts of town that we could advise you on where you can walk to breweries and restaurants and things like that. Reach out any of the ways down below and be glad to hook you up on where they are. So let's consider some of those cons. Like I mentioned, the higher cost of living. Home prices are increasing in this area because it is a desirable destination for many different reasons. For weather, for the people, for the size of the city that it is, things like that. Groceries and And restaurants in general cost a little bit more because it's a tourist destination. So when you look at North Carolina as a whole, Asheville is going to have a slightly higher cost of living. Property taxes have just been reassessed and are also increasing with time, as we're seeing, but also we have inflation, so it's hard to, you know, it's hard to necessarily gauge. But Asheville's Asheville, and it's people want to be here. That's probably why you're watching this video in general. And the rental market too is pretty competitive. It's getting better now, but it is still pretty competitive. There were a lot of Airbnbs at one time, and now people are getting out of the Airbnb business and getting into long-term rentals, which is great because people need housing here. And that's what we're all about. So some people are moving out of Asheville into nearby towns like Hendersonville or Waynesville or Weaverville. And we make videos on those places too. So if you decide Asheville is not your cup of tea, there's other ones to choose from, y'all. Now, here's one of my personal favorites is Asheville so I consider it a pro. Some people might like, what? They don't care. Health and wellness culture here. So everywhere you're going to find like Tai Chi, Qigong, there's I don't know what all that, kickboxing, all that jazz. Plants everywhere, nature everywhere, but also you'll find health food stores. You're going to find juice bars and vegan cafes and places that you can easily go and feel well, if that makes sense. I guess that is the wellness culture. Here's one right here. Freedom of the Cold Press, juice bar and vegan cafe. How cool! I love it. I love when I can go to a place and I can easily access health. Another thing that we have tons of are wellness retreats. So if you go right north of Asheville, like Barnersville area, Mars Hill, Marshall, places like that, you're going to find tons of land that people have made into wellness retreats, eco villages, things like that. So if you're looking for like meditation, yoga, mindfulness, journeys of any sorts, we are your hub for that, which is awesome, especially if you're local. You don't have to get on a plane or drive 5 hours to have some sort of experience that's going to bring you to wholeness, which is awesome. People dig that so much. Another thing that we have is the outdoors kind of fitting into our lifestyle here. So we have outdoor fitness as part of our daily plan that we have. We wake up and we meet a friend for a walk and talk. We go sit next to a body of water of some sort. And it's just built into the way that we do things here, which I think is really awesome. One of my favorite things about Asheville is the yoga scene. And when I'm talking about yoga scene, we've got an incredible yoga scene. So now, as we all know, that yoga is not just the asana, the movement part of it, but all-encompassing meditation, bhakti, like music, movement, everything. This is one of my favorite places in town. This is the Asheville Yoga Center owned by the Ayurvedic Institute. And this is where the teachers come to train. Like if you want to do a yoga teacher training or like an intensive course, this is one of these places that you definitely want to check out, and it's really close to downtown. I mean, it is in there's like a wellness district in Asheville, which is close to downtown. So look here, you have the business of yoga, collage, seasonal radiance, sacred chant. I just go gaga for all of it, of course. And really easily accessible. There's tiers of accessibility, and it's a wonderful place to spend your time. This is Jody. She owns the Asheville Salt Cave right here. Oh, we're walking. Oh my God, we're walking. And she's going to give us a special treat today. We're going to take a peek down there, which normally you can't do unless you have an appointment. But we're on a special mission today. So tell us how much salt is down there and why do people do this?
Yeah, so there's probably maybe like 30 tons of salt from floor to ceiling, and it's a completely sustainable environment. And yeah, it runs a lot of different body gamuts. So great for the nervous system, great for digestive issues, skin issues, respiratory problems. So kind of runs all of the gamuts of the body that might need balancing, because we unbalance ourselves by computers and cell phones and driving fast and all those things.
Absolutely. And so it's such a beneficial part to have this in our wellness community in Asheville. And it's so fun because you can have community events here too. Like you can get I just saw a whole group of
Yep.
gal friends go
Uh-huh.
down there, and they are going to relax together and
Yep.
detox together, but also spend quality time
Quality
together.
time, yeah.
And sometimes there's music down there, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's programs for kids down
Yep.
there.
Sometimes we do special events like yoga nidras or mindfulness kind of meditations, or we're going to be having a new event about connection because there's a lot of loneliness in the world right
Oh,
now. So
yeah.
we're going to be coming together and connecting in. So,
I
yeah,
love that. And
lots
it's
of fun to
so
do.
easily accessible. It's right near downtown in
We
the
have
wellness district.
parking.
There's easy parking. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
And it's a great time to spend time with yourself and centering yourself or with friends.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for giving us a glimpse. We're heading
Yeah,
in.
thank
Y'all do these things? Y'all, this is so special. Check out this salt cave. This is so unique to Asheville. There's so many healing properties to salt, and you can come down here and sit with these waterfalls in the salt cave and in these heated, beautiful seats, and relax and zen out. And people, when they come out of the salt cave, are like transformed. They feel rejuvenated, refreshed, and have like a clear channel, and it's really, really beautiful. I hope this picks it up too, because this is so cool. So this is Asheville's only hammam. Now, do y'all know what a hammam is? I bet you do. You probably, yeah, you know? Okay, well, it is kind of, it's like a communal bath. It's really like from Turkey and places like that. I think Egypt has it too. So this is all heated. I just dig it so much. It's all heated, and you come in here and you scrub down. What else do you do, Jody? Mom. You come down here, you scrub down, and you relax, and you can bathe each other, right? I mean, what does a mom do?
Yeah, it's like a communal bathhouse experience where basically you're going to do a treatment that we're going to teach you on either yourself or on your loved ones. And it's about exfoliation, it's about different sensations kind of being against your body and like energetically, what are you washing away? What are you going to let go of? What are you going to like leave here for us to take care of? And
I love it.
yeah.
I'll never forget doing that when I was in Turkey. It's so cool. And this is so unique. I mean, you don't find this in small towns or things like that. I mean, the closest place is probably Atlanta might have something similar, but not exactly. So. So here's a con, y'all. There are no like major sports teams. We are a small city. I mean, we have the Asheville Tourists, which is some like baseball, and it is fun to go, but it's not like something you're gonna do all the time, probably. And we have an airport, which is awesome if you need to get in and out of Asheville. You know what I find sometimes though, because it's a small airport, sometimes it's easier for me just to drive 2 hours to Charlotte and just park and take a one-way flight. But it is a nice regional airport that is tiny and really, really easy. So that's awesome. So we don't have big stores like IKEA and Costco, but I did hear a rumor that we are getting Costco. What we do have are small mom and pop stores and locally owned stores and boutiques that have a ton of personality and flair, even like this. I mean, like, check this out. So what we really, really like here are local businesses, which is not like that everywhere in the world. So like Poppy is made right here in Asheville. Like, in this whole little market is going to have a big influence on local stuff. They care. People just care here, which I think is so awesome. Now, here's another thing about Asheville. Public transportation. We have it. We do. Do people use it? Not all the time, right? Most people are driving, and so sometimes parking can be a little cumbersome, especially during really tourist seasons, right? So, I mean, it's just something to be aware of. Now, if you're coming from a big city, you're not going to be so worried about that. If you're coming from a small town, you're going to be like, where's my parking space? And why do I have to pay for it? But you can handle it, right? Oh, look at this bus over here. I want to hop in. Can we hop in? Take a little ride? Now, this is what we do, is we help you realize if Asheville is right for you. So if you are curious and trying to figure it out in the old noggin, then reach out down below and let us know, and we will guide you on your path. In the meantime, I feel like we should probably have an ice cream. So they have homemade Sammy's ice cream. How cool is that? I think it's Sammy's. It's hard to stay on track with so many delicious goodies in Asheville. That was a fun little find. It's, instead of a bodega, it's a bardega. That's very Asheville. Let's go this way, Kara. We're gonna head down the road and see what else we find. World's oldest pawn shop right here. There are so many pros and cons when you're thinking about moving to Asheville. And one of the things that we really need to consider that I think is a pro, there's a lot of ways to view Helene, right? We all know. But one of the things that has been a shining light through this is that we are investing more in resilience. So they're making improvements to our infrastructure through stormwater improvements, stricter building codes when we're thinking about the future, things like that. And then home upgrades. Building practices are shifting and changing. People are putting generators in and solar panels. We're becoming more self-reliant. But also, we're not necessarily living in fear here. Things are coming back. People are visiting, but people are still moving here constantly. It's not like something like Helene was this thing that we expect to happen often. But what we have is we have expectations now of how we come together after something like Helene, and we're planning for anything these days. And as we know, in 2025, anything can happen, and we're here for it. Okay, y'all, we gotta go find my friend Daniel, who's working at the Ben & Jerry's, and hopefully he's not too busy. He can do, oh my gosh, hopefully he's here. Daniel. What if I went behind there and just started rocking it? What do you think? He's in the back. Y'all, here we are. We are with Daniel at Ben & Jerry's. You're the what?
General manager.
General manager. And maybe one day.
Maybe one day the owner.
I love it. And how long have you been in Nashville?
Since January of this year.
Okay, so he's a fresh transplant from where?
From Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
Not too far.
Bigger city.
Yeah, bigger city.
Okay.
I love Asheville.
Tell us why you love Asheville.
I love Asheville because people are genuine here. It's one of the things that I have personally noticed. People are very genuine. People are very nice. They stick together, especially after seeing everything that happened with Helene. It's been really cool to see the community kind of band together here, especially with the government really not helping us much. People have just taken it upon themselves to really band together, which has been incredibly inspiring. And it's also a very artistic place, which is really cool. Big emphasis on the arts here, music. I'm a musician myself, so I love, getting to be a part of this community. And I love that, just we're surrounded by some of the most beautiful nature that you could ever see.
That's true. We got some very old mountains around here that have a lot of magic in them, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I love it. So if you could change something about Asheville, if there's a con about Asheville, what would that be? Wave a magic wand.
I would say that there's a lot of people experiencing addiction here and a lot of people experiencing mental health crisis, and I would love to see more help for those people.
That makes sense, especially being downtown and in the mix of everything.
Right, I work here all the time, and I try my best personally to help these people where I can, but I would love to see the city take more of an initiative to do something like that.
Because you see a lot of people who are coming to visit Asheville too, or have moved to Asheville. Like, where do you see them visiting or moving from?
A lot of people from the Northeast, because it's very expensive to live there. So they think coming down south, they're going to be, a lot cheaper here, or Californians as well. Because I think similar instance, West Coast is like, you got to be a millionaire to own anything there. So.
Yeah. So the cost of living is a little bit more affordable depending on where you're coming from. But if you're coming from the middle of America, probably the cost of living is going to seem like a lot.
Exactly. So I've witnessed a lot of that.
So you're planning on sticking around?
Very much so. This is my home now.
I love it. That's how I felt when I first came to town too. I was like, this is it.
Absolutely.
This is my people.
Great people, great community, beautiful nature. I really would love to, just live my life here to the fullest. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd really love to own some land and, just do the whole thing.
Everybody all send out wishes for Daniel to make his dreams come true.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It was really nice talking to y'all.
You too.
You guys have a great day.
Take care.
Thank you.
Here's another con. It might be a deal breaker for you, so stick with us, pay attention. There's sometimes a little bit of congestion when it comes to traffic. And again, like I said, it depends on where you're coming from if it bothers you. But I-26 going from Asheville down to Hendersonville has been under construction for the last 243 years. Y'all, it's true. Oh, look, here's a city bus right now. I think they're all electric, which is awesome. Look, it's free advertising. So sometimes downtown parking can be a pain, but I don't know. I just manifest a parking spot, but it's really not that hard, I don't think. And we also have lots of parking garages, and they vary on cost depending on what time of day it is. So really pay attention. I always try to park right on the street. Salsa's is open. That's awesome. Salsa's is one of my favorite restaurants. It is an explosion of flavor, I tell you. With the popularity of Asheville, there has been an increased traffic and congestion situation that can be cumbersome at certain hours. That guy's running with a boombox. I love that. And I'm very distracted right now, but I can totally do this, y'all.
Y'all trying to come in here?
We could. Come on. it was getting a little congested out there, y'all. So we just hopped into this art studio right now. So we did talk about public transportation a little bit, but most of the people here are car dependent. And if you're going to live out in the country and have a little bit of space, even I would say 10, 15 minutes away from downtown Nashville, you're probably going to end up in a car. Here's the art scene, y'all. It is like nowhere else. It is so eclectic and so supported and so free and vibrant, and it is part of the lifestyle here in Asheville. So who is Asheville best for? You really need to consider this when you're thinking about moving here, right? It's important. So it's great for people who love the outdoors, who prioritize things like hiking and kayaking and just being around rivers and lakes and mountains, things like that. It's great for people who have retired and have a lot of extra time, who want to volunteer, be a part of a community. It's great for people who work from home. It is really awesome for people who are health conscious and progressive in a lot of different ways. It is really awesome for people who want to be involved in the local art scene and are creative by nature. Who Asheville may not be best for, and there are tons of areas right around Asheville, like Hendersonville and Waynesville and other areas that have a totally different vibe than Asheville proper. So if you are really wanting a big city, Asheville feels like a big town rather than a big city, truthfully. And if you are really budget conscious, that might be hard for you because the cost of living can be higher than other parts of North Carolina. And if you don't have a car and you really rely on public transportation, that might be hard too. And if you love malls and big box stores and anywhere USA, that might be hard because we are eclectic and we really value local stores. And if you really like warm weather all year or very cold weather all year, well, you might not like it because we have 4 very distinct seasons. So you're going to need a jacket and a swimsuit. But most of the time, people are pretty dang happy in Asheville. Me, for one. It's my happy place. And that's exactly what we help you do, is find your happy place in Asheville, North Carolina. It is truly our passion and pleasure. So if that's you, reach out any of the ways down below and we'll hook you up on all the best art places and restaurants and communities to live in and find exactly your vibe. You can tell I'm a little bit in love with Asheville because I've lived here forever and I totally dig it and I love everything that it's about, of course. But there are other places around Asheville that are not Asheville proper. So if you want to check out some of those other places, I want you to click right over here and it'll save you a ton of time. Do it. Ciao for now.